Dr. Dietrich Klinghardt. I'm sorry for my little German accent, but it's not as what it used to be. But Dr. Dietrich Klinghardt. Anyway, I really want you to. I've been following and listening to this man for a long time. He's not on TikTok. I actually had this other channel where I was downloading stuff, but I found this on TikTok because I went and looked for him. I just put his name and I was like, oh, I wonder if there's anything on here because none of y'all know about it. Nobody who I follow and who follow me know about this. Because you can't just do a parasite cleanse, but you also have to do a heavy metal cleanse. But I really want you to listen to this. This is something else. And you guys really need to start keeping your phones and all that stuff away from you. Now, where I live at, the reason why I'm getting out of here because the EMF, the 5G or whatever they want to call it, bullcrap, coming from the router is throughout the whole building. It's like that through every building. It's not where I have a router here and I can disconnect it. And I've grown very tired of that. So, I have Mylar, I have certain things I won't talk about in here. But I want you to really pay attention to this, all right? Just listen. And I know it might not sound like nothing to it, but he has a whole plethora of stuff he shares, and he speaks in his native language too. All right?
In different lectures that I give, so I make it very clear. We don't have to go into the details. In Rudolf Steiner, the Austrian mystic that was very active in the early part of the last century, the founder of Waldorf schools and biodynamic farming and a completely new kind of alternative medicine. He predicted, that towards the end of last century and the beginning of this century, there will be a movement driven by big corporations to take the soul away from people, to disconnect people from the higher world. And in order to do that, we have to destroy the pineal gland in people. And I followed the research on that, and amazingly what we found, the pineal gland is the most sensitive part of our central nervous system and is highly, highly, highly sensitive to 4 things: aluminum, glyphosate, fluoride, and Wi-Fi. And we are the only country in the world that has pushed these 4 things in the last 60 years or so on everybody growing up here. And so what I feel, what I observe, and what we're also testing on our ART system is that people have severely calcified pineal glands. And I show the anatomy in some of my courses. It's very clear that the pineal gland is a receiver for higher fields of energy and translates them into thought and into actually controlling our immune system, our endocrine system, and so on and so forth. There's all science, but very few people pay attention to science anymore, especially since Donald Trump and his disregard for science. It's become the new norm. And so it is astounding that the telecommunications industry has selected the frequencies out of the huge spectrum of frequencies that are absolutely destructive to our cells and especially to the pineal gland. They couldn't have made any better choices than 2.4 gigahertz. That the end point, that when you have inhale aluminum, as we do from the geoengineering program, and have glyphosate in the food chain, that glyphosate and aluminum combine in the blood and in the gut and in the bloodstream to form 6 different chemical compounds where aluminum and glyphosate are hooked up together, and the end point of that compound is the pineal gland.